Welcome to another episode of Hope for a Godly Man. I am your host, Wanda Erinle, and I am always excited to have these conversations as we talk to women about their journeys, about their hope for their godly man. And so, my guest today is going to be like the rest. You're going to have moments where you're going to say, oh, I can relate. And there'll be other moments where you just sort of nod your head. So I'm always excited to get your reactions and your feedback. So make sure you're listening carefully. We are back with the second half of this episode. And now we are bringing the beautiful couple onto the screen, the Louisants. So you got to know Angel and some of her journey. Now we get the privilege of talking to her godly man. And I want to hear what his idea is of being a godly man as well. But let's jump into this segment and see how it is to talk to this couple about their journey. Welcome back, Angel, and welcome, Sam. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. And yourself, Wanda?
I'm great. I'm so grateful to have you both on. Thank you for jumping in and talking with us. So before I start asking any kind of provocative questions, I want to know because you had an interesting reaction when I was telling you about my podcast and I was talking about women waiting for a godly man. How does it hit you? One, how does it hit you when I keep using the word godly man? What does that mean to you? And let's start there, just there,
Mm.
that question.
So for me, well, first of all, I do want to say thank you for having us on here. Um, and I do want to say for me, when I hear the word godly man, I just automatically think of perfection.
Mm,
How can I be perfect? And for me, sometimes uh, that is a lot to live up to. And as soon as I think of godly man, I try to think of, okay, where are you as a man? How are you as a man? Where can you become better? And for me, it's always about how can I become better. And sometimes when I think about how I can become better, it can get to you. But I'm grateful because being a godly man means that I have the ability to go to God. I have the ability to pray to God and have that conversation with Him so that He can help me in those moments that I feel as though I'm not good enough.
oh wow, that's so beautiful, Sam. And I think that's the I see Angel clapping. I think that that's the posture he always wants us in, right? Because the Bible said that there's no man perfect but God. So, just knowing that you need to seek him to be better is absolutely beautiful and warms my heart um, when I think about beautiful Angel, who is your wife. So
Yeah,
um,
she's amazing.
thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you.
So when I said that there are a lot of women waiting for their godly man, that kind of brought up a different response for you as well. I guess you were reflecting on your friends. What do you think about when I talk about there are women waiting for their godly man?
Um, when I reflect on that, I sometimes think that wow, they may be waiting for a while because uh, I'm grateful that I have friends that I have met in life that are pursuing the same path that I am. You know, they want to be married, they want to have one woman, but also have friends that are okay with being single, enjoying outside, as my generation likes to say. And for me, I just see both ways. And when I hear women are really waiting for their husband, and sometimes I have women approach me and ask me, "Oh, Samuel, can you hook me with one of your friends?" in my head, I automatically think of a few friends, but then I also think back like, well, we've already had conversations because I talk to my male friends and I ask them, hey, where do you see yourself in the next few years? Are you serious with any women? Because I want all men to have that woman, to find a good woman, because it's truly important. I was blessed and fortunate enough to grow up in a two-parent household,
Mm-hmm.
and I too and want to emulate that. And I'm grateful that I have a wife that loves God as much as she loves herself. So I'm grateful for that.
Okay. Amen. So, Angel, how old were you two when you met and married?
Let's see. We met in 2018. How old was I? I'm trying to think. We are in 2024. Excuse me. It's been a long day. um,
I was 25, you were 24.
Thank you. So we met when we were 24. And then we got married. I was 29 and he was 30.
All right, awesome. I mean, because I know
Yeah.
our audience wants to know that. They want to kind of hear the length of time, because either they're waiting or they're at an age where they're ready, and to know that you all started at that age and now you're, almost 30 and you realizing. So how long have you two been married?
8 months.
You said that quicker than I could have. Thank you. 'Cause I don't know the math. He's good at
Well,
keeping track.
that's beautiful. You have each other.
Yeah.
So talk to me about just the journey of being married, knowing that both of you know God, have a relationship with the Lord, listen to the Lord, kind of help keep you in line. What is the 8 months of marriage been like for you?
Uh, do, are you asking me or are you?
I'm asking either one of you.
Oh,
Two are becoming one. So whichever one of you wants to jump in, go ahead.
okay. I'll start. So for me, I've learned a lot about patience and being loving and being supportive. Um, Usually, I was always supportive of Angel, but more so, I'm more supportive now. I more so want to make sure that she is cared for and she's safe, she's comfortable, and she feels secure in her home. So I would say for me, that's been the difference between dating. I did not have to protect her like I do now, because prior to marriage, we were not living together. But now that we are living together, we're married. I accept the homework challenge, if you will, of being her protector.
Oh, that's beautiful. Go, young man.
Um,
Angel.
he's deeper than I am. Um, so, I was. The question is, how have things changed since, or like how has the experience been essentially being married, right? Um, it's been a like there's a little bit of a learning curve, but I feel like my family has also raised me to. Um, I feel like there's like how to explain this. I feel like there's womanly duties that they put out there based on society, but my learning curve is that's not necessarily what I have to do because we're a partner. It's a partnership in our household. And so for me, the learning curve has just been, um, again, when I said about being independent, learning to take a step back and listen. But also just like because we were friends first, um, when we're dating is just enjoying that friendship. And so it's been more of a learning to do things together, setting up our own routines and creating our own of what we want our household to be like and what we want our marriage to look like in any way. So again, he's gonna always say something more sweet and precious. He's really good with that.
No, all parts are, all parts of the feedback are good, right? Because we were talking about this off camera earlier. You know, you alluded to it in the first part of the interview that the work continues that God is doing on us, right? And as a new wife as well, I am continuously learning how to be Binga's wife, how to support him, how to love him, how to show up for him in ways that matter to him, in ways that show respect. So, even though I lived a whole lot of life before I actually got married, just knowing that that has to kind of pale in comparison to what the life should look like as we're becoming one. So, the question for each of you, and this could be the close to the last question. Um, the Bible says that and two become one. So there's a lot of kind of movement and thought change and all that happens. When you think of that, two becoming one, what has been the greatest joy? And notice I said joy. What's been the greatest joy in that two becoming one?
Ooh. For me, I would say that us having the autonomy to have our own traditions and create a new life for our family. That's been the biggest thing for me is that Angel has her ideas of what her idea of a household looks like, and I have my ideas of what a household looks like. We both work together and we collaborate with each other, and we create a household that is conducive for the both of us. So,
Okay, nice. Thank you, Sam. What about you, Angel?
Yeah, I would say the joy of two becoming one. Um, I'm more of an affectionate person, so having Sam nearby is really nice. Um, so I get to just like bother him all day. I can kind of like be in his space. It might not be what he wants all the time, but I'm there and I'm in your face. So I think I really enjoyed that. And, like just the quiet days in together and yeah, just enjoying each other's company. That's been my favorite. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
yes.
Um, it is. What has been the big one of the biggest challenges of or growth opportunities of becoming one?
Ooh,
I
for
would
me,
say
oh,
go for it. Go
nope.
for it.
It's actually funny because it was actually going to be that
Um,
being quick to listen and slow to speak.
it's okay, you're getting better. um, I was gonna say growth opportunities is setting boundaries with family. Not in a bad way. It's not like family has overstepped too much or anything like that. But reminding family, like when it comes to decisions, I'll let you know once we have decided on what we're doing.
Hmm.
Um, Even if it's something I disagree with, and and I already know what I want to say, it's like, we haven't discussed this or we haven't come to a final decision on this. So, yeah. So, I think that's one of the bigger ones, especially with like just my culture and um, our cultures. Actually, I feel like both of our cultures are the way it's set up. And so,
Okay. Okay. So what are the cultures? What are we talking about?
So for me, my culture is Haitian, and I would say Haitians are very headstrong and very loving. I'll say that, very loving, but yeah, we're very headstrong.
Okay. Angel?
Oh, your meat is
So thank you. Um, so for me, I would say when it comes to our culture, it's we're very family oriented. And earlier I said the women are strong; they have their strong personalities, and so it's not the men that the men aren't strong, but the women come in like, you will know my presence, okay? This is what I said, and this is what is happening, and it's like, and it's not that it's overbearing. Also, just like the loving nature, like our culture is also very like community, respecting your elders. So, just having to like, I respect you as an elder, but I also respect that this is not my man. And based off the Bible, I'm putting Bible over like culture. So yeah, I have to prioritize that.
I love it. Love it. So Nigerian, right, Angel? Nigerian?
Oh, Nigerian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Okay. So that's awesome. As we get ready to close out, I want to kind of turn it over to you to see if, like I asked Angel, if there's any wisdom that you want to leave with our listening audience from you two, from your journey together, right? The newness, or just, coming to the point where you were engaged and married. So that's what I want to kind of close out this segment on.
all right. So if I had to share some advice, I would say, you know, it might not always look perfect. I know we always like that perfect story, and if you take out the good pieces, it it basically is, but it doesn't always look perfect throughout the process. If you just think about anything you've had to work towards, there are ups and downs, but then once you finally got to the finish line, it was, and this is not necessarily the finish line, but when you get there, you know, it's nice. And so just remember that. And also advice, something I had to learn is, don't always look at the negatives. Um, Highlight the positives. What you focus on is what will grow, as they say, or what you'll see. So focus on what's good. And I'm not saying ignore red flags, but focus on what's good. So, yeah.
Uh, Advice from me, I would say is, fellas, if you're still in the dating age, continue to date her and continue to show her that you are worth it, and can make sure that she continues to show that she's worth it. As you go into the engaged stage, continue to love each other, continue to work towards marriage, and seek premarital counseling as well. And in the marriage stage, I will say unconditional love. There's a reason why God said that the man is a representation of Him, and God has unconditional love for us. So therefore, we too should have unconditional love for our spouse.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you both for, sharing. This is a private part of who you are, right? And beginning your journey. So I appreciate you sharing, and I know the listening audience does as well, because you provide hope. You provide hope to so many, that we see that it's unique, but God is very real in his love for us and guiding us to where we want to be. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Well, I will let you know if I need to bring you back. I might have a whole couple come back type thing with some rich conversation. So we'll talk about that later on. But thank you for your time, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
I love Angel and I love Sam. I really appreciate them sharing who they are with us. And I just want to remind you, make sure you join our community. Of course, like and follow. Make sure that you follow YouTube so you can see the video portion of the podcast. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on Instagram and join us on Facebook. But we have a special treat in the community where we're going to encourage one another, receive words of wisdom, and continue to connect, knowing that the God of hope sees us and is always with us along our journey. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Hope for a Godly Man. See you next time.
Hey, who this? I'ma pull up in a brand new